Hello, listeners. I'm Timstradamus, and this will be our very last episode of the year. You didn't let me finish.
I was looking at you like, what?
And as you can tell, joining me as always is my talented and beautiful co-hostess, Voyse.
Good morning, Timstradamus, and welcome to all of our listeners. And we're getting so close to Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone out there. Or if you have any other holidays that you celebrate, I wish you good celebrations. I know we're going to celebrate by going over and watching Nostradamus.
Nostradamus.
Nosferatu.
You did better on that than I can't pronounce that name. Yeah, we're going to catch that Christmas evening.
I'm so excited. Well, I have my joke. So let me go ahead and hit you with this one. Where does Santa store his suit?
Wherever the ice guy stores his so he can say the same thing to his wife.
Oh, you mean ozone?
There it is.
Right?
Ozone?
Is it ozone?
I think it's
no,
ozone.
It's Frozone.
Frozone?
Frozone.
It's been a minute since we've watched The Incredibles. But
I love The Incredibles.
I just can imagine Santa walking through his house going, "Wife, where is my super suit?"
Well, the answer is actually in the closet.
Oh, Claus.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty clever. I feel like you have a very Mr. Claus look going on.
Do I?
The suspenders, the white shirt under, all you're missing is just a red coat. Our little baby needs to know what Daddy Claus is going to look like.
No thanks.
Well, we do see some of those little whites coming in. One day, it'll be fully white.
I'm graying so hard. On the topic of getting older, we are about to head to Voyce's niece's wedding.
Oh, yes. I am so thrilled for her.
Like, that's tomorrow.
That is.
Everyone we know is getting married. We're going to another wedding in a couple more months from now, too.
Yeah, it'll probably be about a month after the baby's born.
But yeah, time flies. She was like 8 or 9 when I started pelting her with those Nerf guns we bought to play with our son.
Those Nerf guns.
Oh, they're the best. We're not the long little plastic things. We're talking about the little hardballs.
Oh, God. It was awful. Everybody was shooting it everywhere.
Oh, so much fun.
We kept finding them in corners.
A lot of time has passed, and it's crazy how quickly it goes without you being aware, and before you know it, they're getting married and starting their next part of life.
You're going to make me tear up.
That's life.
Well, I know we have a little fun switcheroo that we're doing on everyone today, because rather than our normal AITAs, we're going for Am I Overreacting stories for our last episode of the year.
They are much fun.
So let me go ahead and just do our introduction to any new listeners. Welcome to Am I Overreacting, where we unwrap the gift of drama one story at a time. Grab your tea or cocoa, hang your stockings, and settle in as we decide who's naughty, nice, or just over the top. Let the festive chaos begin.
Dope.
And now, time for the mystery drink.
I've been looking at this all morning.
Oh, I love the little bottle it comes in. It is just like the cutest. Seriously, it looks like one of those gourds where you hold sake. I'm just like absolutely in love with it.
Your boy can drink some sake. And get very violently ill. Memories for a lifetime.
Oh, yeah. All right. So let me know what you think of this one.
Oh, yeah. That's different.
Right? So this is a drink that I've seen before. It's called Palm. And it's an antioxidant super tea. It's a pomegranate, peach, passion white tea.
Honestly, this is probably like a 7.
Perfect.
That's good.
Well, while you go ahead and enjoy your mystery drink of antioxidant super tea, why don't we go ahead and delve into these stories? For any listeners wanting to follow along, all story links are in the description below. For our first story, Am I Overreacting? My boyfriend threatens suicide. Hi, everyone. Apologies in advance for the incoming wall of text. I, 19 female, have been with my boyfriend, 20 male, for over 2 years. We are kind of long distance, but live in the same state, and has stayed with me for extended periods of time before, even moved in until my mom had enough of our arguing. He was out of work since he moved back home and recently got a job at the same company I work at, just at a different location. In our company, your first paycheck is paper. Cash App won't deposit the money until the 14th, which he's reasonably upset about. If I could help him, I would. My cat has been hospitalized since Friday for a life-threatening UTI, and I owe them over $6,000 that my family's helping me pay. I'll be paying them back for the next 3 months. He's been upset that I can't help him. For context, I also keep my money in cash to avoid overspending and only small amounts on my card for gas and coffee. I help him when I can, but I can't really mail him cash. I quite literally have nothing right now because of my cat being hospitalized. We have a history of arguing a lot, and it always ends in me trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong, what our barriers are, etc. And it's always come down to my lack of communication. I've been working on it for, a year? But I don't seem to be doing it right, at least based on our conversations and arguments. He has a history of suicide baiting me. He's cut himself in front of me. He's threatened suicide every other day for as long as I can remember. He's always talking about how much he hates his life. Normally, he will say it's because of me, something I said, things I'm not doing, because I don't understand, because I lack empathy and sympathy, etc. He's called the abuse hotline on me. He's gotten on Reddit and has come back to me saying that everyone thinks I'm abusive. He tells me that his family thinks he needs to leave me, etc. I didn't think I was that awful of a person, but when all of this happens and I'm being told it's because of me, it makes me question it. Anyways, today he was going on about his frustration with his finances. Valid. I tried to support him and be there, but then he tells me that even if I could help, I wouldn't? That's not true. I don't know why he thinks that. I bought his groceries for 3 months, paid his phone bill, filled his gas tank, everything I could. Then he pulls out the fuck you card. Then I get pissed off and sick of it because this seems to happen too often. Then he starts the whole I have the rope goodbye stunt. And I just threw my hands up at that point because what the fuck? When I was 12, 13, I used to pull that shit online. And he does it so often that I have gotten to where I see through it like glass and don't pay attention. For the first 1.5 years, I took it seriously because I love him. But now I just can't. I have no words. It's draining. He's not dead. He's texting me as I'm typing this, asking if we can talk and saying he's scared I'll stop loving him. Am I overreacting? Am I in the wrong? Please call me out if it's deserved because I just don't know what to do. I'm not the type of person to ignore my faults because I definitely have some, but I don't know what warrants this stuff. He's called me stupid fucking bitch, ungrateful, heartless, the devil, etc. By the way, he never had to beg me for money. I am a store manager in my location, so I'm always being pulled in different directions, even when I'm not there. I had to ask my mom to send me digital money in exchange for cash because I had nothing left. He asked me to keep more money on my card to help him in his time of need. Anyways, again, please call me out if I deserve it. Tell me that I'm wrong because he won't. Thank you in advance and apologies for the long message. Now, our OP does provide us with telephone screenshots.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
We get to delve into the madness. All I want to tell this girl is run, don't walk.
Well,
away.
It's good advice, but let us go ahead and see what their relationship is really like.
Here we go. Merry Christmas, everyone.
I figured I'd start us off with a whole lot of drama.
Oh. All right, so who am I?
You are the gray texts.
Okay.
And I will be the white texts.
I can see we're starting strong in this one.
Oh, yes.
I need my fucking money. I literally have 0 nicotine. 0. None. 0 nicotine. 0 weed.
Sorry, I didn't see your message.
0. 0 money. Does he mean money?
He means money.
Okay.
You have no cigarette.
0 money. 0 gas. 0 everything. I have fucking 0.
I'm sorry. If I had any money left, I would give you some.
It wouldn't matter, because you wouldn't anyways. ...
I was just trying to comfort you and be there, LOL. Thanks.
Nobody ever wants to fucking help me out. Everyone just wants to make me feel like shit for asking for help. Fuck you. If you're gonna ignore me, fuck you. It's just frustrating because last time I asked you for money, I pretty much had to beg you to give me $15. And if you didn't, I literally wouldn't have made it home that day.
It was everything I could give. You didn't have to beg me. I was just going to anyways. I was just at work.
It's kind of frustrating when you feel alone in this world because the only person that seems to care about you seems to not be too worried about your situation.
And it was a complicated situation.
Bruh. No, you weren't. Laughing my ass off.
It's not that I'm not worried. I am, but I also have a bajillion other things I'm worrying about. I just tried to be there for you and you said, fuck you, and lashed out at me. Like, what?
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Just leave me then. Then just fucking leave me then.
If you're sorry, you would actually stop taking your anger out on me when it's something that isn't related to me or anything I did to you.
I didn't take my anger out on you.
Yeah, you did. Saying I wouldn't anyways, saying fuck you to me, that's what that is.
I'm fucking frustrated because you don't ever help me out. And every time you're in this position, I'm always first in fucking line to help you out. And you don't ever help me. I've told people this.
When have you helped me out other than buying me food?
Bruh.
I've never asked you for help or anything like that.
You're just gonna piss me off now.
Whatever, 'cause you already pissed me off.
I hate my fucking life. This is exactly why I want to fucking commit suicide.
I was just trying to brush my teeth, then all of a sudden we're dropping F-bombs.
I fucking hate my life, bruh. I don't want to be alive anymore. See, as soon as I say that, you're out.
I need to take a break from this conversation.
As soon as I start talking about that, you dip. Fucking supportive, right?
I'll text you when I calm down and feel like I can calmly speak.
So supportive of your boyfriend. You must love me so much.
Don't expect me to comfort and support you right after you said fuck you to me. That's not how this works.
I'm sorry that was wrong.
Yeah, you say that, and then expect me to be at your beck and call right after.
But you see how much I'm struggling, and it's literally only because I decided to fuck around at your house for 6 months.
Let me take a fucking minute to chill out so I can calmly talk to you.
I literally wouldn't be in this position in life right now if I hadn't have come visited you. Okay? Whatever, bro. Just ignore me some fucking more like you always fucking do to fucking piss me off more and make me hate my life more and wish I was fucking dead more.
Didn't you tell me to notify you of when I need a minute away? And now that I have, you're talking shit to me?
Sure, I just don't want to live anymore. I know you don't really care.
Sometimes it feels like when you're having a bad day and you're miserable, you want to make me miserable like you, so you can talk down to me and talk shit to me.
No, that's not it, bro.
You bitch at me about how I'm not there for you and don't communicate to you, and now that I am, you're still pissed.
You don't fucking get my emotions.
Nothing is ever enough for you, and you have the audacity to call me ungrateful?
No, Harper, you're not communicating. You're talking shit to me.
No, I'm not.
You're stressing me out, bro.
I said I need a minute away from this conversation so I can talk calmly to you, and you didn't like it, even though you told me to tell you these things.
I literally can't even brush my teeth until I get paid, bro.
Okay, and I'm sorry, I sympathize with you, but that's not an excuse to treat me like shit.
I literally have to walk around with shit breath for the next week.
If I had any money, I'd give you some, but I don't, because I'm drowning in hospital bills for Apollo.
See, I was in a decent mood until I talked to you.
I was in a decent mood until you talked to me.
Whatever. I won't talk to you anymore then. I'm sorry, I'm just fucking broke as shit, bro. I literally can't even brush my teeth, eat, or put gas in my car. I can't have Nick or anything, bro. You don't fucking get it. I know you don't really care too much, but maybe if you had some sympathy in your heart, maybe you'd understand. Or empathy.
Maybe I don't understand because I'm not you, but I still stand by the fact that it's not an excuse or valid reason to talk to me that way.
I didn't fucking say that.
Then stop talking to me that way.
I fucking hate people, bro. I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life. And alone. I'm so tired of arguing with you. I'm so fucking tired of it. Go ahead and fucking block me again, why don't you? Great. Now you're gonna pretend I don't exist like you always do. Go text another guy. Why does my life have to be this way? Why do I have to have somebody that refuses to support me and refuses to help me? And when I get upset, it's all my wrong.
Okay, you know what?
What? Oh, it's me again. Because I was waiting for the conversation. Are you leaving me now? It's fine. Self-destruction is all I'm good at anyways. Self-destructive behavior is all this is. Trying to make it easier to commit suicide.
This is outrageous. You are being outrageous. When I try to support you with what I can offer, you get mad. You lashed out at me. I'm trying to get ready for work. I'm not ignoring you. You're not just destructing yourself. You're destructing me in this relationship every time you do this shit.
I'm turning my phone off now.
Good.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking do it this time for real. Goodbye, Harper. I hope you have a great life. I have the rope. It's time to say goodbye.
I'm not doing this.
Good for you, OP. This is a terrible relationship. I think you told me that they're 19 and 20 and they've been in this relationship for 2 years.
Correct.
It's definitely a toxic relationship. Run, don't walk. Do not tolerate this type of behavior within your relationships. Victimhood is a virus. It's really easy to blame everybody for your problems and never take accountability for what you do in life. Yes, it sucks to not have a lot of money. Would you like the help from people when you ask? Obviously. Everyone needs help from time to time. But when you're going to the extent that this OP's boyfriend has, where it's not a request, it's a demand and an expectation, that's a problem. Again, I don't know where they live. I don't know what the circumstances are as far as the economy and the job markets are. So I can't really judge so much on that. But what I can say is when you don't accept that someone cannot help you, who has already been helping you, and even if they haven't helped you, if you cannot accept a no, that's a you problem. At this point, it sounds like this relationship has run its course and you should definitely move on. The scary part is she thinks she might be wrong through all of this guy's gaslighting and brain rot. So in my opinion, she is not overreacting. She's not reacting enough.
For the consensus on Reddit, our OP is not overreacting. Redditors were telling OP to get away fast from this absolutely toxic relationship, that this person is manipulating and emotionally abusive. Some Redditors even came out saying that they do not understand this whole trend where women are being called bros from these crazily abusive guys. And look, I agree. I can't imagine being in the middle of a disagreement and suddenly being called a bro. It feels disrespectful or like I'm being belittled. I love saying the word dude. I enjoy hearing the word dude come from other people. It actually makes me laugh. But if I'm in the middle of a tiff with someone and they said, dude, like I was some sort of dumb person, I wouldn't be okay with that. And it feels as if that same precedence is being pushed forward when you actually see these texts from relationships of people just asking for advice on like, am I overreacting? Where you see bro from the other side and it feels disrespectful.
I'm happy I'm not the only one because I know we had that the first time we started doing this where bro kept coming up and I'm like, is this how people talk to each other now? It might be, I don't know, but you're saying that people are drawing attention to this when it's coming from abusers, not so much normal conversations in relationships.
Correct.
Okay.
It's a different connotation. And like I said, I've said many times, especially with you, I'm like, dude, what?
We love the word dude.
It's from our time.
Yeah.
It was a funny thing. You know, I was originally raised in California to be like the surfer dude. It's one of those funny tropes. But to me, there's a difference when you're talking candid and having fun and using those types of words like bro, bruh, dude, versus when you're having very serious conversations and then it feels as if somebody's
talking
just,
down to you.
Yeah, it's that belittling, condescending, like I said, they're treating you like you're some dumb person about an issue that you're trying to either fix or meet in the middle about. Well, we actually have an update from our OP and regrettably some more texts for us to read.
Oh, there's more.
There's more texts.
Of these people. It's not her. I don't mind her. She's clear and cut to the point. It's a soul-sucking emotional vampire is what's happening to me right now.
Well, let me go ahead and read what our OP said in their update. They said, hi, everyone. I had posted an original update, but didn't realize I forgot to blur out his name. So here is the update on Cigarette Toothpaste Boy. I want to preface by thanking everyone who took time to message me and comment. I didn't expect 16,000 people to interact with that post at all. When I got home, I decided to end it. I didn't respond to him during my 10-hour shift, and some of the screenshots are during that. I would also like to answer a few questions. 1, is this real? Yes, it is insanely real. Not rage bait, I promise. 2, am I okay? I'm okay. It'll suck, but I will be fine. 3, why was I still with him? I don't have friends, and because of that, nobody has been able to tell me how bad this is. I had no one to confide in. It was normalized during our relationship. 4, how is my cat? Apollo is okay and is coming home today, finally. Picture of him at the end.
Oh, cat tax.
5, why the wall of text? I was pissed and I wanted to be thorough. 6. Why did I use sewerslide? I wasn't sure how it would affect my account or visibility. I'm not used to Reddit, I'm sorry. 7. How old are we? 19 and almost 21. Not 15, I swear. Also, I am aware my name is shown. I do not mind, as it is not my legal name. So now, let's go ahead and read some texts.
I'm just going to let you know this. If you're going to give me the silent treatment, prepare for the loudest silence you've ever fucking heard. I'm sorry. I expected him to say prepare for the boom. Probably should be taking this much more serious. I've never heard someone talk like that. Prepare. What are you doing?
Being dramatic.
You don't want to do this. Then it shall be your choice. I bid you farewell. I'm sorry. I'm not giving this story the seriousness it needs. I'm completely through with being the only one in this relationship that seems to actually put effort in. It's exhausting, and it's why I get so upset. I get upset because you show me zero emotion, care, or even regard for our relationship. It hurts me. I'm really upset, and even more upset that you ignore me for 4 hours.
It's not ignoring. It hasn't been 4 hours. I'm working. I'm busy.
I'm being fucking serious as fuck. More serious than I have ever fucking been. And if you can't tell, I don't know what will. It's our relationship. What is more important, money or our relationship?
Money.
Tell me. It's been 4 hours.
I don't know. You're the one that yells at me and cusses me out because I don't have money to give you. So I should be asking you that question.
Yes, you should, OP. Can't fucking believe you're so selfish to fucking make it about you. Wow. Just fucking wow, bro. That's all I gotta say. You are a liar. Because I see this going on for like 10 more pages, bro. I wish this was less than you had to say. That's all I gotta say. The audacity here is fucking insane. I can't take him serious. I should have listened to adults. You are an adult. You're 20. And the fucking hilarious part about it is you literally don't think you've ever done anything wrong. What a great support system and girlfriend I have. My fucking girlfriend. My own love ignoring me and shutting me out. What a cruel world we fucking live in. I hope you fucking feel how I feel one day. I really would have loved to marry you and be with you for the rest of my life. And maybe even buy a house on an island together and live together and have kids together. But I understand you don't want that. And that's okay. I completely understand. You probably won't even read all this anyways. But that's okay. I'm sorry I'm not what you wanted. I'm sorry that I can't provide for you right now. I'm just finna assume that we ain't together anymore, because if you can't even give me one word over a period of 12 hours, I'm not sure if you even have any feelings toward this relationship anymore anyways. And that's perfectly okay. I just wish I was told sooner. If we literally cannot communicate, I have nothing else to say. The dedication that I have put toward this relationship is absolutely fucking insane. And I feel like I'm just seriously going mentally fucking insane because you show zero emotion. Zero communication. And now that I have moved back here to try and save money up and get my life together to come stay with you, you're being colder than you ever have to me. I fucking love the shit out of you, and the fact that you refuse to even talk to me really hurts me.
I just got home. We need to talk.
I'm going to bed. Bullshit, you just got home. It's 1 a.m. What the fuck are you doing at work for that long for? Harper, I really have to go to sleep. If you wanted to talk, you should have went home an hour ago or called me or something. I'm not going to lose sleep and stress myself out anymore.
First of all, I'm sick of the way you treat me when shit's not going your way. Even when it's not related to me, you find a way to make it related to me and make it either my fault or something I'm not doing for you. You cuss me out, belittle me, bully me, threaten me with suicide, self-harm, blow up my phone, and make it unusable. And I'm sick of it. It's fucking childish, and I'm sick of it. I wish you understood the catastrophic damage you have caused me by doing this shit over the last 2 years. Second of all, you need help. Like, serious help. You're a manipulative person. You're scary. You project everything wrong with you onto me to make me feel as miserable as you do. You like doing it. You like getting me to where I can't stop apologizing to you and to where I have no choice but to feel bad for you. You enjoy ruining my self-esteem and then playing the victim so that I can feel even worse and excuse your disgusting behavior. You're 20. Grow the fuck up. This is the shit I dealt with when I was 13. I'm 19 and I'm not doing it again. I didn't realize or see how absolutely insane this shit is until today. You are miserable and you get gratification in making me miserable with you. It's pathetic. You will verbally and emotionally abuse the fuck out of me, threaten suicide and blame it on me, cut yourself in front of me and blame it on me, and then when you finally calm down, you love bomb the fuck out of me with the I love you, I'm sorry, I don't want to hurt you, I'm scared you're gonna leave me. You should be scared, because why the fuck am I allowing myself to deal with this? I am willingly tolerating all of this shit and hiding my emotions just to keep you pleased. It's outrageous, and I'm an idiot for letting it continue. I only condone and endorse your act by responding to you and letting it go on. You don't need a relationship. You need a serious psychological evaluation. And I certainly don't need whatever this has turned into. I have been patient with you. I have been loving with you. I have given you everything I can give you, and it's still not enough for you. I still don't listen. I still don't understand. I still don't answer you enough. I still don't do what you want. I still don't help you. It's always what you and what you have done for me. What have you done for me exactly? Prey on me like I'm the weak little bitch I have turned into for you? Quite literally traumatize me? Make my head spin? Make me question everything I've done wrong when I've really not done shit to you? Cheat on me with both genders and yell at me when I bring it up? You have found every way to make everything you do my fault. When you cheated, it was my fault for not giving you attention. When I was upset about it, it was my fault for not letting go. When you yell at me, it's my fault for not listening. It's because I'm a woman though, right? When you cut yourself in front of me, it's my fault because I drove you to that point. When you threaten suicide, you're just expressing your feelings because I made you feel that way. Do you know how insensitive that is to people who have actually killed themselves? You're probably just going to stop reading after that just to tell me you're going to do it. I read you like a book. I used to be you. I have dated you and met you before I ever met you. Your stunts and your absolute boy cry wolf bullshit might work on every other gullible idiot that hasn't been through this rodeo before. But you have unfortunately met your match. I've been patient with you because I was hoping you would change and honestly grow the fuck out of it by now. But you haven't. You won't. I don't think you can. Your personal issues and trauma might be an explanation for this behavior, but it is far from an excuse. I have given you a free pass for over 2 years now because I do love you. If my patience hasn't shown it, I don't know what will. But I'm not wasting any more of my youth on this draining, exhausting, and quite frankly, toxic, unnecessary drama that you bring to the table. This shit is for babies. I might not have any friends, but I would rather be completely alone than to be with someone who makes me feel alone. This isn't going to change, and neither are you.
Jesus, OP.
She laid down the law.
That's right. Good for you.
And then
there's more.
He answered.
Responds, no. Can we just leave it off on the good note that is her?
Honestly, I'd say we leave it off on the good note.
Because he's not worth the breath. No matter what he has to say, it's insufferable and it adds nothing to this. I'm just going to choose to believe she didn't read the last little bit and she went on with her life. Because that's what you should do.
I agree. But go ahead and flip to the last picture so that you can get your cat tags. Because they are absolutely adorable.
They're so cute. She has 2 of them.
Yes. I love the tuxedo boy. And then on the bottom right, those markings are very unique.
For sure. Beautiful cats.
Absolutely amazing looking cats. It sounds like our OP has had the courage now to know her own self-worth.
100%. I know it's hard, especially if you've never gotten it. She told us she doesn't have friends. There's no one to turn to talk to. All these behaviors got normalized. I will say it again. Victimhood is a virus. It's really hard to climb out of that. And if someone's always around you, gatekeeping pain experiences to get control over you, identify those people and get them out of your life.
I agree. There's a lot of people who have had to deal with pain in different ways. It's not okay to use that pain and to make other people miserable with you. I'm just super happy that OP is able to see, especially when it comes to Redditors and their perspectives, that she doesn't need to deal with this, that she can be happy. She just needs to cut off the bad.
It's not what happens to us. It's how we react to it that creates the person we are each and every day.
That's very true. Well, let us continue on with the pain train and see if I can bring you a marathon story gone wrong.
It's Christmas.
Not yet. Am I overreacting? I asked my girlfriend to meet me at the finish line of my marathon, but I didn't check my phone much during the race.
Why would you? All right, let's go on with the story.
There really is no story. There's just the text messages. We're getting right into it.
Oh, okay. I look forward to this. What am I reading?
So you're actually going to read the blue ones.
Okay.
I'm actually going to make this easy for you. Call it an early Christmas present. Waiting for the bus. You're doing amazing. Been waiting for almost an hour.
It's okay. I'll be done in an hour anyway.
I'm not going to make it.
I'll meet you at home.
I don't know why the fuck it's so delayed. Now it's saying 27 minutes. I try to see if I can make it. I've been waiting in the cold for 1 hour. Okay, I tried. I'm sorry. I'm freezing. The bus will get here at 11:30. It's an hour trip. Should I wait and take it or not?
It would be nice to have you here. Can you wait in the library?
The library is closed for construction. My phone is at 28%. I'm going to get there way after you're done though.
I'll meet you at home.
If I take the bus, I'll be getting there at 12:30. Is that okay? I know you're running, but please answer when you can. You're running, not dying. I got on the bus. My phone is at 25%. I'm a little annoyed. I waited 1 hour in the cold. If you actually want me there, you could be a little better at communicating. Yes or no. It takes 1 minute to text or answer my calls at the bare minimum. I'm so upset, OP. Why is it so hard for you to communicate? Like they have a gun against your head? You can't stop for 2 minutes? OP, answer my fucking texts for God's sake. I don't want to get there and find out you left. That'd be disrespectful. I'm at 20%. OP, what the fuck? I can see you finish. I'm at 10%. You're such a dick.
Done.
You're literally such an asshole.
Sorry, baby. I was concentrating.
It's a fucking race.
It is a race. What are you missing? I'll meet you at the bus stop when you get off.
A marathon you paid to enter. I'm at McDonald's. I'm so upset at you. You could literally care less. Is OP overreacting?
OP is the person running the marathon.
Correct.
And you're asking if they're overreacting to...
Apparently the question is, I asked my girlfriend to meet me at the finish line of my marathon, but I didn't check my phone much during the race. Am I overreacting to seeing these texts?
All right, well, we'll start with the first part of it. Asking your girlfriend to meet you at the finish line. I don't think that's a hard ask. Now, if she says no, that's great. If she says yes, also great. Now, to the second half of this question. Would he be in the wrong because he couldn't check his phone while he was in the middle of running in a marathon? I'm not certain how many people watch marathons. I tune in every once in a while. Maybe more specifically during like Olympics and things like that. But I have never seen a runner take out their cell phone while they're running and text someone. Have you?
I have not. No.
Now, maybe this is some 5D weird chess game that OP's girlfriend is pulling, but that is aggressively toxic. Now I get it. She's saying, look, I've got 20% on my phone. So she's clearly worried that the phone's not going to have enough juice to keep communicating. But the thing is, she knows that there's going to be an end to the course and she'll meet her boyfriend there. I doubt that he was just going to leave you. I don't know why you've jumped so hard over to the other side of this and barreled into the hate, because it went real fast. He never even had a chance to communicate because, again, he was in a marathon. OP, what I would say is you really need to start laying some boundaries in that relationship if you want to go forward with it. I don't know if I could deal with someone like that. I don't know how old they are, but what it sounds like is they're very selfish. And being in a relationship where someone can't give you understanding is never a good thing. So in my opinion, no, you're not in the wrong here or overreacting.
So the consensus on Reddit is our OP's not overreacting. In fact, there were a lot of Redditors that were amazed at how OP's girlfriend went from supportive to just straight out angry. Others pointed out that the girlfriend wouldn't be low on battery if they just chilled out and stopped looking at their phone. Many said, don't be in a relationship that is already this bad for absolutely no reason.
Agreed.
I must say, there was one Redditor that said, it's funny how it was beginning so slowly with being supportive, and then you see anger. You know, you're doing great, baby. You're an asshole. You're such a dick. It's a fucking race. It's just this.
It's a race. I shouldn't have to quantify it after that.
It's just this snowball effect of just craziness. And I have to agree. OP, I don't know what your relationship is. I don't know what it is that you do and don't tolerate, but you really shouldn't tolerate someone treating you bad for something that's out of your control, especially when they know what situation you're in. And as Timstradamus said, you are in a race. It'd be no different than if you're driving or if you're operating some sort of heavy machinery.
In a meeting, there's so many things that will keep you away from your phone, but to not have the respect for each other in those moments, to know that no one's going to answer you the second you text them, that's a them problem.
Well, let's go on to our next story. And I know we kind of brought up getting married, so I decided to go ahead and find a wedding one.
Oh.
Am I overreacting? Fiancé asked me to not wear white at our wedding. Have you ever seen I Love a Mama's Boy? Well, that's my life, basically. I, 27 female, have been with my fiancé, John, 28 male, since high school. We dated and broke up because his mother, Debbie, 53 female, convinced him we were too young to be in love. We broke up and went to college. During my sophomore year, we started talking on socials again. He apologized and said he missed me. We got back together. Cue the waterworks. Debbie literally cried the first time she saw we were back together and told John that I have done witchcraft on him. I've always respected Debbie out of respect for my mother and upbringing. I was not raised to go back and forth with my elders, but she definitely abuses that. Since John and I decided to get back together, she has tried to hook him up with women from her church, her job, and even asks her friends for their daughters to give it a shot. John denies all of them, and Debbie says that I'm controlling. John has told her to stop, but not in a way I feel she gets the point. Anyway, 3 months ago, John proposed. Deb didn't come to the engagement party. Cool. She didn't come to the family dinner we had so both sides could meet. Cool. John's dad came and apologized for his ex's behavior. He left her when John graduated high school. I told him, don't worry about it. The problems really began when John decided to confront his mother about how she's behaving toward our whole engagement. This turned on the light bulb in his brain, as he's always tried to ignore it and tell me to ignore her. She gave him a sob story about how she got pregnant with him before marriage and never really got to have a wedding, and this is triggering her. She had a shotgun wedding at a courthouse. He asked her what she needed to feel comfortable, and she responded that if she wore white and I wore a soft pink or lavender, she would feel comfortable. My fiancé, for some reason, thought this was a fair compromise. He also said, not asked, that his mom could walk me down the aisle so she can get the moment in her dress. I told him absolutely not, and we got into an argument about it. I told him that it's insane that he would argue with me to defend his mom's honor, but wouldn't do the same the other way around. He accused me of being petty and selfish. It was bad. We both have agreed to cool off, but by how heated it got, I could tell we both almost agreed to call it off. Now we're in a weird space, and I love John, but now see how much he lets her impact our life. I just imagine her sitting at home with this evil grin, knowing she's ruining my relationship with John, and he's just putty in her hands. I think I should just call off the wedding. Am I overreacting, or is it just a color?
So P has a pretty layered situation on her hands. She loves this guy, John. They were high school sweethearts. Mother broke them up. They went to college, and then they have rekindled their love Fun story. You'd think that people would have grown up by then, especially when it comes to the mother and the son, but that did not happen. It still sounds like the mother has turned her son into her husband. Now, there are different levels to a mama's boy. I have seen that play out. You can do that relationship correctly as long as there's boundaries and respect. There's not in this situation, not even kind of. Has she had these conversations? I like to believe that she's had these conversations with John about how the mother is overstepping.
I mean, I'd have to assume so, but there's no way for us to know on just what I read.
Well, I'm going to go off maybe she hasn't. And if she's asking if she's overreacting or not, based off of everything I've heard, you're not overreacting enough. You can leave him and not go through with the wedding. You don't need an excuse as to why you want to do that. If you love him, because that's her one problem. She says she loves this guy. Have that conversation with him. Maybe he needs to be taught what boundaries look like too. Because sometimes, unfortunately, especially when you're that close to the painting, it's hard to take it all in when you're only looking at this one aspect of it. But I gotta believe somewhere along all of this, she's had that conversation with him. And if they did, and it's still on this level, you need to leave. Because that won't change. It hasn't. But if you haven't, please talk to him. He definitely sounds like he's got to go get into some form of counseling or therapy. Some of those roots can be buried very deeply. The puppeteering that happens, the almost caricature of a person when you see them trying to appease their parents, they disappear. I would just say talk to him if you haven't, if you really want that relationship to go forward. But the mother really has overstepped her boundaries in a relationship that she has nothing to do with. So for your sanity, if he continues to be this way, it might be a good thing to call off the wedding for now. I'm not sure how far you've gotten into the wedding process, how much we've paid for, but that would give me pause too.
The consensus on Reddit is our OP's not overreacting. Redditors really laid it on thick. Many said this whole situation was creepy and weird. Others said that the potential groom calling the bride selfish for not wanting someone else to be a bride at their wedding is wild. Some even asked, so does that mean John's mom also wants to boink him since she never got that moment either?
Oh, God. I mean, maybe John could be walked down the aisle by his mom.
Maybe.
If he really wants to fulfill this weird double wedding of his mother's dreams, maybe he can do that for her.
And that's why I said Redditors laid it on real thick when it came to all of that. Now, our OP did provide us with a couple edits and updates. So let me go ahead and read the first edit now. They said, edit, the update is up. I couldn't respond to all the comments, and I'll say some of you are definitely creative with comebacks and name calling, LOL. Thank you all for the reassurance. Now, let's go on to the update. Hey, everyone. Not sure if this is the update everyone wanted, but this is what happened since my last post. One, I laid out a couple of talking points that I couldn't articulate over the rage. 2, I met up with John after work at home. I was at the gym letting off steam. 3, we spoke on everything and made plans to speak to his mother. John came home remorseful. He told me he was anxious about it and brought it up with a coworker/friend about how I don't want to compromise. Apparently, his friend, God bless his soul, went off on him about him being cringy. This angered me. So when I say it, it's a problem. But another man tells you and now you see the other side. I brought up my talking points. Him being easily manipulated. This was also proved when I said he would listen to whatever another man said before his partner. Even though his friend agreed with me, it hurt that he didn't listen to me. His mom going out of her way to break us up with this silly request. He was way more open to this theory now, knowing how cringe he looks, even telling this situation to someone else. I compared it to a father removing a bride's wedding garter. He got the point. Him agreeing to his mom's crazy request before even talking to me. He claimed he didn't. That he told her he'll see how I feel about it and just brought it up to me. I asked, why did he not see that his mother walking down the aisle on his wedding day was extremely creepy? He said it's just a dress in his eyes. He just didn't want his mom to miss the wedding. I told him there will be no wedding if he doesn't straighten up. He said he understood. Me showing him how blatantly obvious it was she hates me. She didn't even ask to wear white alongside me, which is still weird. but that I don't wear white at all, as if I'm some impure whore. Thanks, Reddit, because I wasn't even thinking of that one. He said he didn't see it that way. He just knew she hasn't been showing up because she said seeing me in white hurts her. So I said, do you not hear your own mom saying she wants to be the bride herself? That she can't stand it being me? It finally looked like a ding went off in his head. Me asking him what role she would play in our wedding, childbirth, Mother's Day, and everything to come. Would I always come second place? He assured me I wouldn't, and he realizes how bad he fucked up. He was just trying to keep the peace. I asked, by always making her happy and making me miserable? I refused to live my life this way. He agreed and said he was sorry and that he wouldn't want me to be miserable. We have no children yet, but we created a plan and how to deal with any big milestone. She won't be there for anything unless I'm comfortable with it, and I won't be unless she does a 180. I asked, what did his mom say to change his mind? And you all guessed it. She cried. She cried about how her baby was getting taken away from her, how she never got her wedding, how his dad left her and she was alone and had no one else, that she felt sick and just wanted to experience a real wedding before she dies. She is perfectly healthy unless there's something she hasn't told us. I told him if that was enough to manipulate him, what's to say he won't turn on me again? He said his friend and dad talked sense into him about how he was going to lose me. I told him today was the last straw for me. He had to do 4 things to keep me engaged to him if he even cared to. 1, go low contact with his mom and do not let her make any decisions on our wedding, which will be postponed another year to see if he actually sticks to his word. 2, he has to go to counseling, individually and couples counseling. 3, he has to speak to his mom with me present about her behavior toward me, because every time he goes by himself, he comes back with a reason why he left it alone. And 4, he must create strong boundaries and learn to uphold them. He agreed. Then came the bad part. I showed him the post. I felt so bad as he read everyone rip him to shreds in the comments. I could see how uncomfortable he was as he read how much of a mama's boy he was, and other things about his mom. He was hurt that I agreed that I should leave in some comments. He read for a few minutes until he saw someone call him a spineless, "See you next Tuesday," and then gave my phone back. He said it was really harsh, but I had to show him how crazy the situation sounded, even if it was just to keep the peace on a surface level. Him reading the post was icing on the cake. He said he saw everyone telling me to leave him, and his heart physically started hurting knowing that he deserved it. He called his dad, who I'm no longer calling future father-in-law because I will call this wedding off tomorrow if he doesn't have my back when we speak to his mom. John's dad, Dan, who I'll name since he's a big part of this update. Dan also read John the riot act again. He was relieved John decided to get his act together. We agreed to go to Deb's house tomorrow with Dan and John's aunt. My dad is tagging along. John has said he will tell his mother that she can't under any circumstances make our wedding about her. He also said if she does cry or try to guilt trip him, he will tell her he's going no contact. I feel terrible, as getting a man to stop talking to his mother isn't something I ever thought I even wanted. I doubt Debbie will come around, especially not tomorrow with all of us against her. I don't know if John will backtrack as soon as he gets there. I have explained if he doesn't grow a spine, I'm leaving. He either can marry me or marry his mom. But that's my ultimatum. He said he chooses me. We'll see, I guess. This all should make me happy, but I still feel icky. I'll update tomorrow after we all talk to Debbie.
I'm assuming we have the update.
We do have the update.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and get into that right now. OP says, hey everyone, I'm back with the last update. This is a bit long, so buckle up. Some people reach to disrespect me. I honestly don't care if you don't believe my story or find me annoying, but messaging me, calling me names, being disrespectful, and or saying I shouldn't wear white on my own wedding is classless. I won't respond, and I genuinely hope you all get the help you need for whatever trauma makes you that much of an angry person. To all the people who have reached out with positive vibes and advice, thank you so much, you cutie patooties. Anyway, John and I... this long game. Anyway, John and I met up after work and we headed back to pick up Dan. John's aunt couldn't make it. My dad was meeting us there. I had really bad anxiety. I told Dan and Dad they should give us a few before knocking so she doesn't feel ambushed. They agreed. Here's the part everyone was waiting for. We get to Debbie's. My heart feels like I'm going up the world's tallest roller coaster slowly. John is quiet. We get there, and he gives her a firm but respectful "Hey, Mom." We sit down, and John tells her we came to talk. She asked, "What's wrong?" John got right into it. He bluntly said to her that her actions toward me for years have been petty. Her not showing up for any of our wedding events was unacceptable to him. He flat out asked her why does she have a problem with me. I genuinely thought he was going to start with the dress situation. He went for the root of it all. Debbie acted like she had no idea what he was talking about. She has actively tried to get him to cheat/leave me for other women, but in that moment was shocked and doesn't know where this was coming from. She said she has no problems with me and loves me like a daughter. She looked at me like she expected me to talk, but like I said to you all, I wanted to see what John had to say. He asked her to be honest and named all the times he'd recalled that she insulted me to my face and behind my back. He's mentioned that she also tells him he could do better every time I'm not around. This was news to me, but am I shocked? No. Deb was livid. She genuinely couldn't believe he outed her like that. She starts going off on him, calling him disrespectful and saying he was disrespecting his own mother for an outsider. She kept saying, "I know she made you do this. I know she's the one making you disrespect me like this." John was trying to reason with her and get her to calm down. I text Dan and my dad to come in. Once they were inside, Deb became a different person. She was startled as she wasn't expecting them, and then all of the things she was just saying went out the window. She turned to Dan and my dad and said John walked in and just started yelling at her because of me. My dad looked at me and I shook my head no. Once Dan and Dad got in, everything was calmer for a little while. She went back to denying she didn't like me. They all told her that it was obvious, that the dress request was shameful of her. She immediately replied, "It's shameful that I won't let her son spend time with her." John said that's not true. At this point, I'm burning inside. I wanted to correct all of her inaccuracies, but I stood quiet. John asked her what's the real issue with OP. Deb starts saying how she knew I was going to be an issue since we were in high school. She said that once John got with me, his grades started dropping, which isn't true. That he stopped making time for family, also not true. That he once didn't show up to celebrate Mother's Day with her a few times because of my birthday. My birthday is in April. Mother's Day is in May. That once we got back together, he forgot about her completely because I made him abandon her. He got to her house minimum 3 times a week. She said the fact that we had the engagement party without checking how she felt about it was wrong, and all the evidence she needed to see what kind of woman I am. My dad pointed out that she didn't pay for the engagement dinner to have any input in it. Dan asked her what was she thinking asking to wear white at our wedding. Why is she so hungry for attention? Her face got red and she went off. She told Dan maybe if he would have properly married her and gave her a real wedding, she wouldn't feel left out. Dan straight up called bullshit and said that she didn't want to have a real wedding even though he tried to convince her. The reason being that her mother told her pregnant brides are tacky. She started crying. I honestly felt bad for Debbie there. Mothers, be nice to your daughters or you'll create Debbies. My dad got everyone to calm down. John finally spoke again and told his mom that he can't keep defending her when she won't even try to respect me. That for his sanity and our relationship, he's going low contact. Deb kept crying and saying that John can't leave her for dead. She's the only mother he'll ever have. Mothers are forever, wives are not. I'm not even his wife yet, and I'm already tearing apart the family. He kept going. He told her that we are going to get married. She can't respect me or stop crossing boundaries. She'll get cut off completely. That his visits are dropping down to 1 every 2 weeks, and that she needs to call less. She started going off. She knew it. I'm doing something to him. What did I do to her son? I'm a manipulator and a problem. She told my dad he raised a demon. My dad shot back at her to watch her mouth. John kept shouting, "Mom, stop, Mom, stop." But she kept screaming, and then she started hyperventilating. Whoever called it, you might be able to see the future. She was gripping John's arm, saying she can't breathe. This was when I said to myself, oh no, he's about to flip-flop. He looked at me, and I know he knew what I was thinking. John got her a cup of water, then asked his dad if he could make sure his mom was okay, and asked my dad to take Dan home. Dan and Dad agreed, and his mom started crying louder. She literally screamed, "I can't breathe," as we walked out so he could hear her. I felt fucking terrible, and I finally spoke. I told John I'm sorry, and I understand if he felt bad. He said he knew she was faking it, but his instincts wanted to run over and make sure she was okay. I asked, "Are you?" He said no, but he looked really sad about it. My dad walked out behind us. My dad has never seen this side of Deb. Neither have I. She's always been catty or shady toward me, but this was insane. My dad straight up told John that his mom needed help with her mental health. John said he's going to talk to his aunt about getting her help. We went home and John cried. He said he cried because he watched his mom villainize him and tell others that he just walked in and verbally abused her. He said it reminded him of the times he would fight with his dad because his mom would say Dan would just come from work and yell at her for no reason. I guess it was deja vu for him. He was silent after she said that, so I do believe it struck a nerve with him. He decided to go no contact for now. I did ask him if he was okay with me posting this part, and he said yes. Before we went to Deb's house, I called a couple of counselors in our area to check availability, and our first couples therapy session is next month. It's a little while away. He called his provider today to check for a therapist within his insurance and got an appointment for himself for the 23rd. The ball is rolling, and John seems like he's getting on the same page as me. I know this is killing him, though. Dan called us and let us know he got Deb to calm down. He said he spoke to her as best as he could about her harming her own relationship with John, but she didn't want to hear it. Thank you, Reddit. I really didn't expect this to blow up like this. The advice and well wishes I got from this was overwhelming in a great way. While I should be happy, something about it all just makes me feel down. I hope that Debbie gets better and we can one day have her in our lives. Something about that comment about her mother made me hurt for little Debbie. Hopefully one day I'll get to hear her stories. Now I'm going back to my regular life, and hopefully I won't ever have a dramatic update for you guys ever again.
That was the last update. We don't have anything.
There's nothing else aside from that.
Okay. What a wild journey this has been. I'm happy the way it ended so far. You know, you have a point where you have to kind of lay down your cards and talk to people very frankly. And it sounds like at least the whole family was basically in on this intervention. Well, I mean, it really did turn into the mother using the son as the proxy for, again, all of her emotions, everything. Any relationship that went wrong, she weaponized the son against the father, right? We hear some of that where he was basically turned into the attack dog.
And then when she suddenly turned that around on him, he could see himself almost in his father's place as he fought with his dad on what apparently wasn't a true statement.
I'm happy that she decided to have the conversation with John before she threw away the relationship. It sounds like it's gotten through to John. There's a lot of hurt there that has to be, and trust that has to be rebuilt, but it sounds like they're on the right path here. And the mother, please, I hope she does take the recommendation from her aunt and the rest of the family. Seek the help. You're only 55. It is never too late to start figuring ourselves out. Good job on the communication, OP. hopefully you guys work it out and grow a healthy future together.
I agree. Well, let us go to our very last story, and I'm going to deviate us away from the Am I Overreacting and try and end it on something that'll hopefully make us laugh. So for our last story of the year, today I fucked up by drunk texting my boss, but it gets worse. So this all went down last Friday at our company's holiday party. The vibe was immaculate. Fancy venue, open bar, and a DJ that clearly had a personal vendetta against silence. Naturally, I got a little too cozy with the tequila shots. Fast forward to midnight. I'm in deep conversation with a coworker about the existential importance of nachos when my phone buzzes. It's a text from my boss. She was thanking everyone for coming and reminding us to party responsibly. Drunk me thought this was the perfect opportunity to reply with a witty comment. I fired back something along the lines of, LOL, don't worry, boss. I'm responsibly getting lit AF. But apparently, that wasn't enough for my tequila-soaked brain. No, I had to send a follow-up message. You're honestly the best boss ever. Like, I totally storm a medieval castle for you. Now, sober me could have stopped there. Drunk me, however, decided to double down. I sent a gif of a knight bowing. Yeah, I went full Renaissance fair in a corporate text thread. I woke up the next morning to 3 dots. The dreaded typing indicator. My boss's response? Glad you're having fun. Let's discuss this on Monday. Needless to say, I spent the entire weekend spiraling. Monday rolls around and I'm summoned to her office. Turns out she wasn't mad, but now the entire office refers to me as Sir Party a lot. Too long don't read. Drunk texted my boss during a holiday party, pledged medieval loyalty, and now I'm the office knight in shining awkwardness.
For science, milady. We all do. I'm not sure how old this OP is, but we all do something cringy or not so smart our first times in an office party setting, especially when we're young.
This is why my work, the only time that we ever drank, said everybody could have 1 drink.
You learn from experiences. Sometimes office parties can get a little interesting, especially if drinking is allowed. Depending on it all depends on the culture, by the way. But good for you. It didn't get crazy. I thought we were gonna descend into madness, but this is just, him being cringe.
It got worse for them.
Yeah.
They have to live through this awkwardness. But I think it's absolutely hilarious. Sir Party a lot.
Yeah.
What a title.
Yeah, that's not bad.
You have been knighted.
Some of us buy drinks we've never heard of when we turn 21 and we're around a bunch of coworkers that just want to party. We drink too much and then we throw up on our tie in the toilet.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
And then we fall asleep with it on. Sometimes we have those problems.
It sounds like that happened to someone specific to...
Maybe just a friend.
Just a friend?
Yeah.
Okay. Just in the close circle.
Speaking of a friend.
I have never gotten to an office party where I've drank like that. Like I said, there was only the one time and we only had the 1 drink, but I already know it would make me very uncomfortable to drink in front of people that I'm working with or in a professional setting with.
And that can be a little dicey. Depends on the culture and how open you are as a person. There are people that refuse to drink in public settings regardless of who they're around. I mean, Damas today, yeah, probably still, but not as much. I like social drinking. It's fun. I've never met a stranger while I was drinking.
I think for me, it just depends on the person. I know for me, I like the social drinking, but once I start feeling that little bit of buzz, it's a stop.
I don't need to drink much to get a buzz.
I
get there very quickly.
However, I think it also depends on what kind of drinker you are, because there are some people who can drink and are really fun. I always love when you and your brother get together because you both are a hoot. Every holiday, it's my favorite thing. But there are a lot of people, especially people that I know in my family, who when they drink, they're not so good people.
Oh, it turns into a very sad occasion.
It's either sad or they're just angry. And I guess for me, I think one of the things that would always make me stop and pause at any place that would ever offer me free drinks like that is just the thought that someone could turn into the people that I grew up with. Because it truly wasn't until I met you, Timstradamus, and my brother-in-law that just having someone around that is a little tipsy could be fun.
Well, there's a golden rule in our family. 2, I guess. Don't drink alone and only drink when you're happy. It will keep you out of a lot of trouble in life.
But can you imagine drinking and then thinking you're a medieval knight?
I've drank and thought some wild things, so that's pretty tame. I mean, it wasn't as bad as I thought I was going to get. It's a pretty cool title, so I think it's a win-win for everyone. And maybe next time when you drink, maybe don't drink as much. The goal should never to be where you're almost
not yourself anymore.
Yeah, or drunk. I've gotten tipsy. I have not gotten drunk in a very, very long time. And there's only been a few times in my life that I've actually gotten to that level where I would consider myself drunk.
Sake.
Sake.
I don't think you expected it to hit you that hard because it goes so smooth.
I took like 5 shots before I had anything to eat. Yeah. You learn. Everyone loved it. It was a great time.
It was. I just find it funny that both you and your brother got sick that day.
We don't drink sake anymore.
Once you throw it up, you learn.
We tried, but it's just there's the memories. Well, was that our last story?
That was our last story.
Good one to end us off on the year with.
A little holiday party.
Be responsible out there when you do drink. It's the holiday season. It does happen, but just be careful.
And make sure to be happy.
Well, as our stories come to a close, don't forget, you see in the world what you carry in your heart.
If you have enjoyed listening to us read and talk about today's stories, please rate, subscribe, and turn on notifications for new content. We normally regularly post on Mondays and Wednesdays. However, this is our last episode of the year, and we will be seeing you in the new year.
Yep, we're not sure what date we'll start reposting, but yes, we will see you then.
I can't wait to spend time with friends and family on my time off.
We need it.
We definitely do. Little spurts of time off. It feels as if the soul just barely gets rejuvenated and then it's back to work again.
Yep.
We would also love to thank all of our Teatreons for your continued support.
Yes, we love and appreciate every single one of y'all. And as always, listeners, we look forward to hearing what you thought about the stories today.
They were probably very long, and nobody was expecting all of that drama.
That first story really set the foundation for what this episode was going to be.
Well, I wanted to bring the really good, juicy stories for the end of the year, but also try and bring it back at the end with a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
I just want to say, during the holidays, regardless of the weather or whatever you're doing, please be safe. And I guess we'll see you again in the new year.
Have a good rest of 2024, everybody, and we will catch you on the other side of 25. And remember, if you post it, maybe we'll see it on the internet.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas.
Or, as our brother says, Merry Chrysler.
No, I hate that.